All right, guys. Last week was incredible, to say the least. The last 2 weeks have been incredible. But that's in the past. What's next? Well, it goes without saying that chances are that we reject the 200, the top of the Bollinger here, and the linear once we get there, right? We're not going to go through on the first on SPX. However, that's the chart everyone else is looking at, right? They're looking at that chart, and they might even be looking at QQQ that touched the 200 on Friday. That was resistance. Now, here's where it gets interesting and where all of Twitter are going to mess it up. That's the second tap. Okay? SPX hasn't had the second tap. But that's not what this is about. This is all about the Dow Jones, as I've been saying. Now the Dow Jones is the actual inverted head and shoulders, not QQQ or SPX. It's all about, this guy has to work. He's 4 years. I've always said, what have I said? The Dow Jones goes first, then SPX, then NQ. This whole thing is in reverse. This market's in reverse. So, this is the path. Okay? If we are to go up, which I believe we will. There's a lot of doomsday 1929 going on again, with just straight into the depths of hell, which are valid if our foreign trade policy is not quickly taken back from some of the kids at the playground, because the ports are empty, and that obviously just leads to grotesque selling. And when do we buy that grotesque selling? I will tell you when. We buy that grotesque selling right there. Okay? Right when it makes a double bottom, if that is the route. But personally, I think that, look, there's something no one's thinking about. What if we can get some trade deals going early in the week? That would signal to the Fed that we're gonna make more trade deals. That would mean, hey, maybe, just maybe, you can cut. What if you get both? You're gonna fucking end up at the top of the collar, which is literally here somewhere. It's like right there. So in that sense, it would be nice to go up, get a pullback on no Fed cut, because that ensures that it happens in July, in my opinion. And then that would force a trade deal. So is the Fed playing chicken with the administration, is what I'm trying to say. That's something no one's talking about. Because everybody's talking about US versus China, because all of this shit's pretty retarded. Short term, I mean, yes. Has the daily Bollinger Band been up there? Yes, it has. But for this to come down to zero, you're gonna need a 1, 2, 3, 4 day sell program minimum. Can we do that down to the daily 9? Yes. So how do we trade this? Well, we know that on Monday we got early high. On Monday, what does that mean? That means on Monday we need to gap up above this resistance from Friday and go. We can backtest it. We don't even want to gap fill. like gap fill is max. We don't want any downside. Then we can scalp on Monday. The reason I'm saying that is contracts were not like mega juiced in the day, even though because remember, we called this fake sell. We said this was a fake sell because this sell was on no news, no nothing, and it didn't budge after hours on the earnings. Then we got a gap up on that fake China news, and then NFP sent us and we bought the dip and we rode it, and end the day was shit. Okay, so they're going to play with premiums this week, plenty. So there's a good chance we do a little bit of a rippy on Monday. If not, it's a straight drop, and that means we sell all of Monday. Okay? Tuesday we see if we hold. If we sell on Monday and we hold on Tuesday, that means calls. But again, no one knows where this market is gonna go. We gotta react. Okay. With that said, and having highlighted the Dow Jones, look at that thing. I mean, can it go higher? Yeah, but it's pretty tapped out. But tech is not supposed to be leading here. What did I say last week? I said tech can be taken care of by earnings, right? So, let's see here. On our timing. According to this, we'll get confirmation this week. If we're still bullish this week, we're gonna just rip faces into this. Because as you see, from the start of a timing model, see, this was a sell, came down here. Huge selling, popped, ran in. Another timing model, sell. Another timing model, up. This timing model was up. There's a chance this third one is up, and you go all the way up here to the collar, right? There's a chance you can have dips too. The alternative is not pretty. Okay? It's not. So, can it be done on technicalities? No, it cannot be done on technicalities whatsoever. You can't hold the daily stow here or the RSI. The RSI has room, but the daily stow, you can't hold it here for a month. You can pop it on news, and we're gonna need trade deals ASAP. And that's why also the Fed this week is important. Their forward-looking guidance, they're gonna say everything's uncertain. They've been told to cut, I don't even know how many times. They haven't cut in like 10 months while all other central banks have. They need to cut. Anyways, ISM PMI on Monday. 10-year auction Tuesday. Wednesday, obviously the big day. Probably not going to trade open and just come in for this and play the reaction. And Thursday, jobs. And last week they were really good. UK is probably going to cut. And then on Friday, you have a bunch of Fed speakers. So the Fed speakers are back, right? Okay, fantastic. And the week after that, you probably get CPI, don't you? Yeah. So, no forecast yet. But this market is still a news market. We got some tweet of Besant and Lutnick with a Japanese dude. He was not Chinese, obviously. I don't know if the market likes that or not. But again, if this is true, why haven't the Fed cut since July? All right. Why not? It's ridiculous. Like, what are we doing here? If this is true. Banks still very, very, very strong. And this looks like a bullish setup to me, right? You got the 9 crossing the 50. If this can cross the 89, this is actually going to push higher even with that because RSI can go into the 80s on this bad boy, right? All-time high up there. So are we going to just melt up? Maybe. So a lot of KRE coming in. That's not to say that you shouldn't be scared of downside. Can also get shit news, but the bread thrust that I posted for you guys and I've been yapping about, it's a real deal. I had like pretty big traders laugh at it when I talked to them about it, and I was like, well, I guess you're gonna get fucked. And did they? Yes, they did. So just goes to show you gotta trade the market you have. Very important, right? We don't have a huge green gamma buildup like we do during sells. We're neutral, right? Very interesting. Let's just check here. We just got to be ready is my point. My point is we got to be ready. Monday, 560. Okay, we shouldn't trade underneath that. We're up here right now. We're limited on upside, so 560, that's still bullish as hell. Just don't be sitting at 0 DTE calls if we go there. Goes without saying. Tuesday, showing down there, that's a big one. If we get bad news, it's limited to the upside is what I'm saying. Point is, you can't get more upside unless you get news. You're gonna start hitting the collar, but since we've sold so hard, anything's possible, right? They're even positioned to 535 on the downside, so if this thing collapses this week, it's gonna be pretty glorious, is it not? Thursday, see, Thursday you're up here again, 570, and Friday 75, I think, yeah. As far as the calendar, let's take a quick look here, and then as far as the calendar for the sports, where are you? There you are. As far as the calendar, second week of May does show a shitting of the bed. Right, grind higher, shit up the bed at some point. That is actually a dip you want to buy. We gotta not get caught in this whenever it happens. That could be FOMC, that could be some trade related news, who knows. But as you can see, May is volatile. We're somewhere right here, so we can go a little bit up, boom, down. That's a Bible. Maybe Fed doesn't cut, we eat shit, then they come out and say we're gonna cut in July, boom, up we go for a week, right? The Trin, which I now follow real time, closed pretty neutral. Okay, nothing big there. Bitcoin, it's been in this range now for a while, coming down here, probably settles out here and then blasts off. The dollar's at $100. Oil is shitting the bed and will shit the bed more next week due to the fact that, I mean, not only is it a H pattern, a bear flag that will go down here, this is how you bring down inflation, and OPEC Plus just said that they are increasing their output further. So again, oil prices are coming down. Which is a combination of they need to make the money that they need to make. Doesn't matter if there's demand or not, they'll just fucking pump more of it, and then all of a sudden you have a surplus, right? So oil will become a trade soon, maybe not yet. Once something happens, I don't know what will happen, but at some point something's gonna happen. But again, we are back here in 21 prices, right? This is not, I wouldn't say this is a bullish chart here. This will continue to slow bleed. The VIX, we finally feel that gap, right? Boom, there you have it. And this is my only issue with more upside is this chart. This can like fire off, unless, again, things that we've seen in the past, where it settles into a range. Then it can still deliver volatility, right? As far as what I will be trading, well, you guessed it, staying away from Nvidia. I'm not in that Nvidia mood, right? So I still think that Meta, once you look at the chart, can have good scalps. We're above the Bollinger Band, so I'm not gonna like ham into it with a thing right there. But if tech moves, this is my name. Tesla, sold Tesla end of the day. All this has been doing really is consolidating, right? At some point we have a ghost candle at 330, it'll go there. I want to be in that move. Shitty stocks coming up this week, plenty of them. Gonna be probably playing HIMS. No thank you, no thank you, no thank you. Playing TEM. No thank you, no thank you, no thank you. Maybe Unity. I haven't looked at the chart, but why not? These can move. You got Carvana, TTD always moves, and then obviously Upstart. Planning on playing Upstart. It's not only been strong, but it's on Tuesday, right? It's consolidated now for days in this range. It is ready, and the only reason I'm playing it, can it be shit? Yeah, it can have shit and blast off after also, but after last earnings it went to freaking 96 and it's at 50, and they just did a deal. They took over a firm's deal with Walmart, so this is good to go with me. So Tesla, that obviously SPX, if tech starts, you see, once you start talking with China, Apple is gonna explode, right? Because that means Apple won't have to pay 900 million. Okay, so that takes care of tech. Palantir also has earnings. It just double topped at all-time high. So ask Bob if he can take you along. Last earnings it did gap up though. And why not? You know what I mean? That type of market, why not? So yeah, that's kind of, I'm gonna take it day by day, try to get some good scalps, since besides, you know, you can short. You can always short, but you don't know, because I don't know. No one knows when we get China news. I think Hassett alluded to something that we still haven't gotten, because if what they meant was a photo with a Japanese dude, that's pretty fucking weak, right? So White House was awfully quiet on Friday. There's gonna be a Trump interview tomorrow, so let's see. But anyways, don't get cooked. 95%, let's do 95% cash overnight, because we're not in control here at all. You saw that here. This is full fuckery level trading and should be treated as such. God bless, and I'll see you on Monday.